EA Sports. It's in the game.
We welcome you here to a big night of fights. I'm Joe Tessitore alongside my ringside partner, Teddy Atlas. Looking forward to all the action today, and we're just about set for it. He's making his way to the ring right now, puffing out his chest, glaring with those eyes, and taking a big stride to his destination of glory. Nonito Donaire's ring walks have become the stuff of legend, and you can see the intensity on his face.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Fernando. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, the Filipino class, Nonito.
All right, remember one thing. Obey my commands at all times.
When you get a fight like this that everybody's been talking about, it's always so interesting to see these opening moments here in round number one.
When we get matchups like this, guys that just won't quit, they'll be there every step of the way like Gaddy Ward. Sometimes there comes a point where one fighter thinks he's got himself an advantage, he's done something great, but then the other fighter doesn't go away. How does that play out in the minds of each fighter?
Usually it doesn't affect the kind of guys you just mentioned, Gaddy and Ward. They're made how to cement these guys. They're already set in their ways. They know what they have to do. They're not going to get thrown off just because somebody's still there.
Very clever move there. A little defense turns to offense. The counter punch by Fernando Montiel.
Keep your hands up.
Good defense, just covering up down low.
Some more head movement. Get out of the way from those punches. Move your head.
Good job protecting himself. Halfway through round number one. Took a shot, now he gives a left.
Teddy, most ringside experts feel that this is very much going to be a tactical fight.
Yeah, both these guys throw punches like they're paying for them. And guess what? They're both cheapskates.
Teddy, what do you think is the most misunderstood about the lower weight classes?
Well, I think people don't realize how big those people have to be. I know that sounds crazy because they're smaller guys, but they have to be big in all the other dimensions, with discipline, with confidence, and with their technical approach, their technical development. They have to deal with guys that are really fast. The bigger guys don't have to deal with all those elements.
Blocks that belt line well.
In and out, in and out, in and out. Let's move. Keep moving.
Able to get away from that headshot with the block. Final 10 seconds. We come to the end of this round. Teddy, a round in which maybe a lot of trainers don't like to see because it was a very busy round for both guys.
Well, it depends what kind of style, what kind of strength your fighter has, or even what kind of weaknesses. If I had a guy who likes to box, who likes to counterpunch, I want a guy coming at him. Not with a lot of TNT in his gloves, but coming forward where my guy is well suited. He can pick him off a little bit.
Mistakes, okay? I want to see that counter up. They get paid for mistakes. You're doing fine. Just beat.
Here we go. Round 2 is underway. Tucks those elbows in, blocks the body shot. That is a big right hand after eating one himself. A headshot blocked. Well-placed counter punch by Fernando Montiel.
Guard your head.
Comes right back at him with a left hand. Keeping his hands up, getting way of his opponent's effort. Good looking counter punch. Keeping his hands up, getting rid of his opponent's offense. Able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one. And a well-placed counter by Fernando Montiel. Nice block. See, the defense pays off as he gets rid of that downstairs. He missed with that headshot. Gets rid of that. It was intended for his head. Last 10 seconds. Good looking counter punch. And this round comes to an end. A round that was highly entertaining. They put forth a non-stop effort.
Well, that's the styles that they figured to bring to this fight. Both guys with good motors.
Keep circling, don't stand in front of it. Don't look for just big punches, okay? Use your speed. Double up on your punches. I want to see those combos.
And round number 3 is underway. Montiel's almost out of it there. He was stunned. And there's a clinch after clearly being damaged.
Keep busy, guys. Come on now, keep busy.
You need to keep the head moving.
Nice block that time. It was intended to the head. Well-placed counter punch by Fernando Montiel.
Side to side.
That's great stuff. He fires one right back after taking one. Gotta love the work by Fernando Montiel. Good defense, just covering up down low.
Keep moving around the ring.
Halfway through this round here. Well off the mark by Fernando Montiel. Fernando Montiel is a pro, but he's not a well-rounded pro because a better level of fighter would be committing to the body more here, wouldn't he, Teddy?
Yeah, well, first of all, he would recognize that that's where he's supposed to be going now that his opponent, you know, is taking off a little bit with those fast shoes. No better way to take those shoes off his feet than to go downstairs.
Come on, side to side.
Able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one. Just 10 seconds to go in this round. Able to dismiss that body shot.
Just like that. Want to take this one. Let's get on that swelling. Listen, your best defense is to throw more punches. You need to throw more punches. That will keep him away. Let's get on that swelling. Get the compress on that.
So here we are, a new round underway, and in that last round, he got tagged. He got hit pretty hard, Teddy.
Yeah, he did. He got caught. Now, the first thing is, we all know he got caught, but why did he get caught? He has to be able to decipher that in his head. He has to be able to have the answer to that so it doesn't happen again.
Blocks the headshot. Solid right hands headline that exchange. Good block there by Fernando Montiel. Oh, good exchange there. Sizzling hand speed we saw moments ago. Heck of a combination, but pretty easy to get it off when you're that fast.
Yeah, it is. And what it causes, too, is besides us saying, ooh, that we see those quick hands and the judges, you know, marking it down, also it makes the opponent keep his hands in his pocket. He's afraid to move his hands because the other guy's so much faster.
He just missed that shot up top. Solid counterpunch by Fernando Montiel. Halfway through this round.
Keep working the body.
Oh, and there you go. Nonito Donaire's in bad shape. That's just like a little love shove right there. Just a little love shove to give yourself some room. Able to block that away. It was targeted for his head. Good clean shot, returning fire. Well done by Nonito Donaire. See, he's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head. Ten seconds remaining in this round.
Looking good. And keep it up. Keep those hands moving. Certainly don't stand in front of it. Keep your hands moving. Keep busy.
Another round. Will it go in another one-way direction? It's been a one-sided fight so far tonight. Nonito Donaire is giving me a sense that he really doesn't want to have the fight the way it was. He was stunned earlier, and now just so much more defense we're seeing out of him.
Well, right now, what I think he has to do is try to get an Oscar. Get that award that those great actors get, and not show that he's defensive right now, because if he shows that too much, his opponent is going to know what he has to do to take advantage.
Off to the side, a little swing and a miss going upstairs. I don't know how they are keeping this up. They are setting such a scorching pace of action in this fight. Oh, he just misses with that headshot. Reaching the halfway mark of this round. Able to cover up that gut. And now they're trading blows. See, he's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head. Fernando Montiel's got to deal with a cut cheek. Throws a counterpunch there. Nonito Donaire is doing exactly what he told us he would do. Now, he was stunned earlier in this fight, but he's sticking to that game plan.
You know, I like that. You know, I want to see how a guy behaves under pressure. He hasn't panicked, you know. He still believes in his identity, believes in his talents, his abilities, and he's going to stay that way unless the guy convinces him later on.
This is why we love the sport, Teddy. I mean, this is just back and forth action nonstop.
Well, Joe, with special offensive happened in history, you remember where you are. Right now, I'm going to remember where I was during this fight. I'm watching a special epic right in front of me.
Glad to be here doing it, too. What a war this is. Devastating blow by Fernando Montiel. This has been a hotly contested war throughout, and you just have a sense that it's going to end at any moment in these later rounds.
Yeah, these guys are not saving anything. They're going for broke right from the beginning.
Listen, I'm not going to stand here and watch you take those shots, you understand me? Let's see some defense and more punches. And you keep moving, keep your hands moving, and
as another round gets underway, it gets us thinking, how much more of this will we see? Hard to envision this fight going the distance with how lopsided it's been. Hook over, but couldn't turn it into a connect. I would assume there has to come a point in this fight where he has to make the commitment to throw the power punches. It's hard to envision a way he's going to win this fight without going down that road.
He doesn't have the confidence to do it. I don't know if he's mentally strong enough to do it. I think he's worried about throwing hard at the guy because maybe in his mind that means the guy will throw hard back at him.
See, he turned defense into offense, comes back with the counterpunch.
And that's exactly what he brings to the game. He makes you miss, he makes you pay, and he makes you think twice about throwing a punch later on.
There's the headshot, but he parries it away. A headshot blocked.
defense, more defense.
Keeping his hands up, getting rid of his opponent's offense. Able to defend and then go on the offensive. Neither man slowing down as we have 60 seconds to go in this round. And now we got a fight. He fires back a right hand of his own. See, he's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head.
Keep moving. Keep moving.
Able to block that away. It was targeted for his head. Oh, that's good stuff. Firing right back with one of his own. Good work by Fernando Montiel. Working our way towards the bell. Last 10 seconds of the sixth. A good block. And this round comes to an end. It is a round that was highly entertaining. These guys really put forth quite an effort.
Well, they both have high engines. They have motors that never stop going.
All right, listen. You need to create more punches, okay? Slip his punch and throw a straight right down the middle. The swelling is nothing. Just focus on the position.
Over the hump, the back end of the fight now begins. Showing you some defense there with the block. body shot. Off the mark there. Frustrating his opponent with great defense. And now we got a fight. He fires back a right hand of his own. He missed with that headshot. His opponent wanted the body. He wouldn't give it to him. Good block by Fernando Montiel. "90 seconds to go here in this round. Very nice defensive guard there. Well-placed counter punch by Fernando Montiel. This is great stuff. I mean, great stuff. Bringing it every which way they are.
Joe, you remember the time you were on a vacation, you saw that perfect sunset?
Oh, yeah.
It was just beautiful. This is beautiful.
Good stuff in the opening 2 minutes. A minute to go in this round. Able to dismiss it. Wow! Nonito Donaire stunned and staggered. I don't know what was said to him in the corner, but now he's the busier man.
And he needs to be before any more time goes by.
Takes one, but gives one. Good work by Nonito Donaire. End of the round here, a round that saw a lot of action, the kind of round that fans pay to be here to see.
Well, these are TV-friendly fighters, and we figured that coming in.
You just focus on the fight. We'll take care of this. All right, bang the head and the body. Upstairs, upstairs, downstairs. Over and over again. Upstairs, downstairs.
Here we are at the start of another round. A round that could simply add on to a new direction and a new course that this fight has taken. I really liked what he was able to do in that last round. Now, he's behind on the scorecards, but you get the sense that the momentum is starting to roll his way.
Well, you get the sense that it's starting to become his kind of fight now.
How about a return to sender with the left hand? Nice block that time. It was intended to the head. And you see he turned defense into offense, comes back with the counterpunch.
And that's exactly what he brings to the game. He makes you miss, he makes you pay, and he makes you think twice about throwing a punch later on.
Nonito Donaire's got a good understanding of how to approach this. He was rocked earlier, but you can see he's not doing what got him into trouble.
Oh, that means he's smart. That means he's thinking there. Good for him. He has a chance of turning this around.
90 seconds to go, halfway through round 8. His opponent wanted the body. He wouldn't give it to him. job. He gave one right back in return. Nice work by Fernando Montiel. A minute to go in what has been 2 minutes of sensational action. Neither man coming off stride. Parries that punch intended for the head. That's great stuff. He fires one right back after taking one. Gotta love the work by Fernando Montiel. Wow, just sit back and enjoy this one. You can tell both guys are so determined to give everything they have here tonight.
Joe, it's like the first time you heard Ray Charles sing God Bless America. You knew it was special. You knew you hadn't heard it before. I haven't seen anything like this before.
Late goings here of this round, and he goes down. Can he survive it? Nonito Donaire's got the win by way of knockout. He put his man down, and the 10 count was administered.
Nonito, the Filipino Flash, Donaire.
Nonito Donaire's your winner by knockout.
I feel like I just read a book. You know, I know a little bit more about this guy now.
For Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. Always enjoy you tuning in. We'll see you next time at the fights. Good evening, I'm Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas, and we welcome you to the Thomas and Mack Center just off the Vegas Strip for tonight's main event. 12 rounds of welterweight action between Kermit Cintron and Miguel Cotto. Kermit Cintron's on his way to the ring right now, and you can see how excited he is for this one. Lots of confidence. Miguel Cotto's making his way to the ring right now, puffing out his chest, glaring with those eyes, and taking a big stride to his destination of glory.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Cintron. And his opponents, fighting out of the blue corner, Miguel.
All right, guys, remember this. Obey my commands at all times. Let's have a good, clean fight. Touch him up.
Opening round here, scheduled for 12. How do you define consistency when you describe the fact that among this matchup you're looking for guys to be more consistent? Which guy's going to be more consistent? How do you define that?
Just in one area. When they get inside, for example, Joe, every once in a while somebody takes a little bit of a break. Yeah, there's working, but all of a sudden one guy's arm goes behind the other guy. I'm looking to see who keeps both hands free.
Oh, that's good stuff. Firing right back with one of his own. Good work by Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto blocks that punch. Able to dismiss that body shot. Able to get away from that headshot with the blocks. Halfway through this round. Cotto's got a way of just getting away from that punch. I guess it's already a sign of things to come. They are not wasting any time toe-to-toe in round one.
If this is an appetizer, please bring on the meal.
Kermit Cintron's corner's going to really need to step up and handle that swelling. Teddy, the Cotto family has kept it in the family as Miguel has been trained by his uncle.
And you know where that served him? It served him in a way that he's with somebody who's familiar with him, somebody that cares about him, someone he's comfortable with, but also a little buffer. It's not a father, so it's not quite that emotional.
Kermit able to land the counter punch. Keeps his hands up defensively, protecting the head. Last 10 seconds. Protecting his head well with his guard. Coming to the end of this round. Joe and Teddy with you ringside. Teddy, a round like that where it's a lot of busy activity and both guys being busy. When you were a trainer, are those the kind of rounds that you prefer, or do you like the pace to be a little slower? It does depend on each guy.
No, if I have a fight, I'd rather have a guy fighting a guy that you never see him. Leave me the heck alone. And where I'm in control all the time. But the fans love to see a fight like that.
Keep it on and no need to get excited. You're doing fine.
Here we go. Round two is underway. Cotto able to get away from that punch, able to block it there.
Keep that hand moving.
Miguel Cotto, a good block. Well, let's talk about the difference between Miguel Cotto, the version that we saw at 140 pounds, and the version that we saw in recent fights at 147 pounds. Because at 140 pounds, he actually started to have some troubles with his chin, and then seemed a little sturdier at 147.
Yeah, you know, it's funny to say that because maybe he was killing himself, weakening himself a little bit to make 140. So even though he stepped up, he was feeling a little stronger. And don't forget, the smaller guy's a little faster. Maybe they were able to find his chin a little more often.
Covers up nicely, gets rid of his opponent's body shot. Halfway through this round here. Takes one, but gives one. Good work by Miguel Cotto. Good block by Kermit.
Use your feet.
That's a good counter punch by Kermit Cintron. Miguel Cotto, his cheek is cut. You can see it's opening up now. Boy, that could be a factor later on. Parries that punch intended for the head. Final 10 seconds of round number two. That's great stuff. He fires one right back after taking one. Gotta love the work by Miguel Cotto. Round comes to an end. And that's one of those rounds, Teddy, that just takes on a certain style, a certain characteristic, and that was a busy one.
Yeah, it was a busy one. Look, Joe, you don't have to look for these guys. They're right there in front of you.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think sometimes you just get those rounds where it all happens?
Because of styles. You know, styles make fights. In this case, you're seeing proof of that right there. Both guys that are aggressive, both guys that are very confident.
On the fight, and we'll take care of the swelling.
Number 3 is underway. Miguel Cotto, a good block. Well done that time, landing the counter punch. Oh, very nice. Smart counter punch there.
Yeah, that's beautiful. You make the guy miss, you make him pay.
What a chin. And can you believe the shots this guy's absorbing? You know, we only show up when it's time to watch them do their thing for the fight. But they're really working at it day in and day out just to make weight. What's so tough about making weight in boxing?
Well, it can weigh you down. I mean, it takes discipline. And all of a sudden, it allows you a trail of excuses, because now you can start to say, well, gee, you know, I didn't do this. You know, it's the drudgery of it, and it's the consistency of it. When you have to stay at a weight, you have to watch that weight, you have to balance it where you're also going to be able to have a physicality when you get in the ring. You don't want to be weak, so you want to get that right balance where you're disciplined, you get the weight down, but you don't lose that physical edge.
Nice block that time. It was intended to the head. Coming to the halfway point of this third round. Kermit Cintron's eye, to me, is getting worse as things continue on here. Teddy, he's got to be very conscious of that, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, and his corner has to be, too. They got to be thinking about, if it gets to the point where he can't defend himself, they have to do something. Obviously, they didn't come here thinking they were going to have to do. Stop this fight.
A lot of things that Miguel Cotto does very well. One of them, he's a good body puncher.
Oh, yes, he is. And that fits in perfectly because he likes to go rounds. He's got a lot of endurance. He's patient. He will attack you in a real steady, patient sort of way. And that body work serves him.
That's great stuff. He fires one right back after taking one. Gotta love the work by Kermit Cintron. Cotto showing some defense with the block. Miguel Cotto has got a tough go of it now, as you can see, swelling. Miguel Cotto, a good block.
I'm not gonna stand here and watch you take those shots, you understand me? Let's see some defense and more punches. You're looking good. And keep it up. Keep it up. Listen, I need to see more punches, okay? Whenever he misses, come. Let's get on that swelling. Get on the swelling.
Here we go with the fourth round. Kermit blocks it. There's a taste of the sweet science. You see the skill he has in counterpunching.
And you know what he's doing is taking his opponent's jab away.
Get your hands up.
Cintron with a count. Oh, he is stunned. He could go down. Needs to improve that accuracy. Missed with the headshot. Kermit Cintron's really disappointing us with his lack of work to the body.
Yeah, it is.
For many, many years with Miguel Cotto, we've heard, oh, he's the next Trinidad. That pressure of trying to carry that Puerto Rican flag into the new age. Some pressure there?
Yeah, there is pressure there, good pressure though, because just like Trinidad, I think that he hooks himself, couples himself up with it, with the pride of the Puerto Rican people, that when he goes in that ring, he doesn't go in there alone.
Miguel Cotto's cut man is going to need to be all over this side. The swelling seems to be getting worse.
Well, it's kind of like being a gardener. You have to start getting in there before the weeds come up. You can't wait until the weeds are all over the place and then pull them up. You're going to destroy those beautiful rose bushes. Well, it's the same thing here. You got to get to this eye before the swelling's there. You got to put that end swell, that cold piece of metal, onto that place early on.
Halfway through round number 4. One. Good work by Kermit Cintron. And you see he turned defense into offense, comes back with the counterpunch.
And that's exactly what he brings to the game. He makes you miss, he makes you pay, and he makes you think twice about throwing a punch later on.
Cotto's favorite punch is the jab, and tonight he's loving it.
Well, the jab is the table setter, Joe, and he set a beautiful table tonight. Napkin on the left, you know, small fork on the left, knife on the right, and the food right in the middle. And he's eating all night.
You taking some English etiquette classes?
You getting hungry?
He took a shot, but he gives one of his own. A left hand scores. Dismisses his opponent's headshot. 10 seconds to go in this round. So the round comes to its conclusion, and it's a round in which our man here, as he heads back, was really tagged pretty solid. So if you're the trainer in the corner, what's your approach?
Well, you know, that's a great question. My approach is that I have to remind him that he's on common ground. He's probably going to think he's in a place where he's never been before, but I'm going to remind him, hey, remember you got hurt in the gym? And then give him something to correct the problem. You know, tell him some technical things that he needs to hear.
Relax. Relax. You can do this. You know you got this.
So here we are, a new round underway, and in that last round, he got tagged. He got hit pretty hard, Teddy.
Yeah, he did. He got caught. Now, the first thing is, we all know he got caught, but why did he get caught? He has to be able to decipher that in his head. He has to be able to have the answer to that so it doesn't happen again.
I would assume there has to come a point in this fight where he has to make the commitment to throw the power punches. It's hard to envision a way he's going to win this fight without going down that road.
He doesn't have the confidence to do it. I don't know if he's mentally strong enough to do it. I think he's worried about throwing hard at the guy because maybe in his mind that means the guy will throw hard back at him.
Able to dismiss that body shot. Miguel Cotto is making for a very inviting target right now. That cut is much worse than it was just moments ago.
What he has to do is he's got to be elusive right now. He's got to get on his horse a little bit and give those medicines that were put into the cut a chance to work a little bit, but also he's got to slow his opponent down. Catch him with something so he doesn't keep going after that eye.
Miguel Cotto's career was really like a rocket, just shooting right up the rankings with an undefeated record and claiming a 140-pound title in 2004. But had a little bit of trouble maintaining the weight at 140.
Well, he's a monster at that weight. I mean, he was huge. I always wondered how the heck he was able to maintain that weight.
Good job by Cotto on the outside, using that jab, staying out of range of danger. Teddy, so much work in the gym goes into head movement and how to hit a moving target. Doesn't matter in this fight tonight.
No, this guy doesn't move his head. The old timers would say he gets insulted if you miss him.
Great pace to this fight, Teddy. These guys are not coming out of fifth gear. Nobody's slowing down.
No, they're fighting a 6th, 7th, and 8th gear.
Coming to the end of round number 5, last 10 seconds. Takes one to give one. He comes back with a right hand. This has been a very entertaining fight. A little time to reflect here at the end of this round. My thoughts being this: I would really be surprised if we go to a decision here. It just has that kind of feel to it.
Yeah, it has a feel to me like going to one of those places where you can eat all the pasta you can for one price, you know? And some guys get carried away. They eat about 5 bowls. Well, these guys, they're going to have a stomachache at the end. Somebody is going to wind up not standing at the end.
Fighting his way. You're fighting his fight. Focus for me.
Back to action here at the start of this round. That last round was very interesting because it was the kind of round that can turn a fight in a completely new direction. He did well.
Yeah, you know, the old time saying was bad start, good finish. Well, that's what he's hoping for, good finish.
Teddy, so many times a fight like this is so hard to score. It's been wildly entertaining, but it's also been dead even.
Yes, it has, and this is where the judges really have to be on their P's and Q's and not get caught up in the action. That sounds funny. You know, the fans could get caught up in the action, but they have to watch. They, being the judges, have to specifically watch punches that are landing clean versus punches that are just being thrown.
Miguel Cotto, a good block. Wow, just sit back and enjoy this one. You can tell both guys are so determined to give everything they have here tonight.
So it's like the first time you heard Ray Charles sing God Bless America. You knew it was special. You knew you hadn't heard it before. I haven't seen...
Oh! He is not in good shape. He could be on the deck in moments. Kermit able to land the counterpunch. Good clean shot, returning fire. Well done by Kermit Cintron. Able to show you his blocking ability. Dismisses his opponent's headshot. A little give and take, and here comes the left hand. Blocks that punch. That is a big right hand after eating one himself. Miguel Cotto blocks that punch. We've reached the halfway point of this battle. Real good fight here. Tough to get a sense of who's really up. I could see making an argument for either guy, but that's a testament to both guys and what they've been willing to bring to this battle tonight.
Yeah, and what it's a testament to, Joe, is that it's an enjoyable fight. After a while, you don't even concentrate on who's up. All you know is you're enjoying every bit of it.
Don't let him breathe. He's hurt. Get him in this round. You just focus on the fight. We'll take care of this belly. Get on that. Get on that.
Another round, and if it keeps up with the rest of them, it'll be closely contested and hard to score. Miguel Cotto's learning a real hard lesson here, and it's that a corner man can only do so much when you're dealing with this amount of swelling around the eye.
Yeah, you have that end swell in the corner. Of course, it's a piece of metal that you put in ice. It gets very cold. It retains the cold, and you place it on the swelling. But once it gets started, as you alluded to, Joe, it's tough to stop it. You got to get that ice or get that end swell on it early on before that swelling gets started, before it gets to this kind of place.
Cintron with a counter punch. Kermit Cintron's making me real curious here, Teddy. I wonder, should he be sticking with this style after being rocked in this fight?
It's still early enough. I would say yes. You know, you don't want to panic. You don't want to just throw everything overboard. You want to stay with what brought you here. Hey, he's been taught this not for hours, not for days, not for weeks. You know, months and years he's been taught this. You don't throw it out. You stay with it.
Blocks that belt line well. And now he's acting like a fighter, coming back with the right hand after getting scored upon. Halfway through what is one of the best rounds you'll ever see. Just great action.
No, it's unbelievable. I mean, if you love roller coasters, you go to an amusement park. If you want to see left hooks, right hands, every direction, great shins, great endurance, great heart, you come to this fight. You stay right here.
Able to dismiss that body shot. Good stuff in the opening 2 minutes. A minute to go in this round. Cotto showing some defense with the block. Cotto's making for a tough target there. He gets away from that punch. Blocks the headshot. Miguel Cotto blocks that punch. Good block by Kermit. Now this round comes to an end. Joe and Teddy with you ringside. This is one of those fights, Ted. It just feels like to me where it's going to be tough to really score. I mean, it's been a close fight.
Yeah, it's a hard fight to score because you have one guy maybe a little busier, but the other guy makes up for it because he's a little heavier with those blows. So it's a matter of maybe the taste of the judges, what they prefer.
Carry it away from catcher. Got that? It's gonna happen. You're gonna catch it. You're gonna catch it. Don't worry about it. The swelling is nothing.
Back to live action now in what has been a closely contested fight. One of those fights that somebody is still waiting to break through and be a difference maker in. Protecting his head well with his guard. That's a good counter punch by Kermit Cintron. Oh, look at that. They exchange hooks. Cintron with a counter punch. Wow, is he defensively sound. Kermit Cintron's got to figure out now, Teddy, a way to properly defend himself with that swollen eye.
Yeah, he has to understand what side that he can't defend from, where the punches could come, and not give his opponent that side. Make sure that he moves to the certain kind of way in the ring where he keeps his opponent away from that bad eye, moves him towards the good eye, gives him the best shot.
Tucks those elbows in, blocks the body shot. Cotto's, oh, Teddy, this has got to drive his trainer crazy because he's leaving himself wide open with these sweeping shots.
Well, you talk about that old saying, leaving the barn door open, and the horses are going to go out. Well, guess what? The punches, sooner or later, they're going to come in.
Oh, and there you go. He is not in good shape. He could be on the deck in moments. He's in bad shape. Maybe a punch or two more, and he's on the canvas. Teddy, what does he need to think about now?
Well, one of the things that he can't think about, he'd love to run away. He'd love to get away from what's hurting him. His legs are not solid enough, so he's going to have to find a way to tie up.
Cotto showing some defense with the block. Teddy, this is one of those moments where you just wish you could pick up the phone and call up the world and say, tune in. Everybody should be watching this, right?
I have a cell phone. I might do that right now.
Start dialing. End of the round here. Joe and Teddy with you ringside. It's turning out to be a very good fight because it's very competitive. It's one of those fights that's really hard to score.
Yeah, it is hard to score. It's going to be up to the judges now. Hopefully, they've been watching the way they need to watch, and they're competent enough to make sure that it's not just a matter of who's throwing, but, you know, who's really landing.
Let's get on that swelling. I'll press on that.
Back to fight action as a new round is underway. Of course, in that last round, it was fairly one-sided. He was hit pretty hard, and now he has to overcome that here.
Yeah, you don't have to be Notre Dame to know that. I mean, everybody saw, you know, he got staggered, his knees buckled, did a little dance there. But what you have to really know now is know why you got hit and correct that immediately.
A headshot blocked. Like a fighter, coming back with the right hand after getting scored upon. Miguel Cotto, a good block. Tucks those elbows in, blocks the body shot. A good block. Nice strike after catching one by Kermit Cintron. Able to block that away. It was targeted for his head. Oh, that's good stuff. Firing right back with one of his own. Good work by Miguel Cotto. He took a shot, but he came back with a right hand of his own. Blocks that belt line well.
Move it.
Cintron blocks that punch. Well, as that round comes to an end, it gives us a moment to kind of reflect on this overall fight. And Teddy, my thoughts are pretty clear-cut. This is the kind of fight that just takes on a personality of its own. This is an all-out war.
Yeah, this is kind of like watching a guy who's not on a budget. You know, he's spending with both hands. You know, when he goes home, he's going to have no money in his pockets. And when this fight is over, these guys are going to have nothing left in the gas tank, and it's probably not going to a decision.
Let's see some defense and more punches.
Good action throughout. We'll see if it keeps up in this round, what has been a very even fight. Keeps his hands up defensively, protecting the head. Parries that punch away. Cotto's proving to be elusive. Takes one, gives one. The right hand scores well. See, he's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head. Good defense, just covering up down low. Great fight. I mean, just a great fight. Both guys giving their all back and forth.
It doesn't get much better.
Mistargeted. Good job protecting himself. Staying away from those headshots with his defense up top. Able to cut down that. Oh! He is not in good shape. He could be on the deck in moments.
He'll throw some punches here.
Keep circling. Don't stand in front of him. Don't let him breathe. He's hurt. Get him this round.
So here we are, a new round underway, and in that last round, he got tagged. He got hit pretty hard, Teddy.
Yeah, he did. He got caught. Now, the first thing is, we all know he got caught, but why did he get caught? He has to be able to decipher that in his head. He has to be able to have the answer to that so it doesn't happen again.
Kermit able to land the counter punch. Oh, and look at this, Teddy, wasting no time getting to know each other.
No, they came right to the center ring, said hello.
Block that time. It was intended to the head. Wow, is he defensively sound. Kermit Cintron's not putting forth much offense at all. Now listen, I get it. You put forth some offense, you got hurt. Oh, and there you go. He is damaged badly there. He may hit the floor.
All right, hey, no holding, no holding. Punch it out.
Able to get away from that headshot with the block. Miguel Cotto's eye is really a mess now due to that cut. Now, if you're his opponent, it's got to be the primary target, I assume.
You know, and that's the key word, assume. And a lot of people, a lot of fans do assume that you start aiming at that bullseye, so to speak. But I don't believe in that, because now all of a sudden you throw yourself off a little bit. You start pitching punches to that exact spot instead of just fighting your fight, instead of just letting the jab go in the general direction of the head, set up the other punches. You don't want to get carried away for looking to pinpoint that exact spot.
Wow, just sit back and enjoy this one. You can tell both guys are so determined to give everything they have here tonight.
So it's like the first time you heard Ray Charles sing God Bless America. You knew it was special. You knew you hadn't heard it before. I haven't seen anything like this before.
Able to cover up that gut. And as this round comes to an end, Teddy, you just get the sense that at any point this fight could come to an end because it is being fought with bad intentions.
Yes, these guys are not behaving like guys that are coming here thinking about going to the scorecards. They're letting everything go in every punch.
You got this last round and for sure, okay? Keep your distance and keep your hands up. You got that? Okay? Okay, good. Take a deep breath. Okay, baby. Beautiful.
They meet up for the 12th and final time. The last round has arrived. A little give and take, and here comes the left hand. Cotto able to get away from that punch, able to block it there. Able to dismiss it. Good job staying away from the danger there. Keeps his hands up defensively, protecting the head. up really well that time, and it protects his head. Comes right back at him with a left hand. Blocks it away. Miguel Cotto, a good block. Good stuff in the opening 2 minutes. A minute to go in this round. Cotto showing some defense with the block. This is great stuff. I mean, great stuff. Bringing it every which way they are.
So you remember the time you were on a vacation, you saw that perfect sunset?
Oh, yeah.
It was just beautiful. This is beautiful.
This was a very, very good fight. Close.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the judges' scorecards. All three judges score the fights a draw.
And that's the way it goes. A draw, but it was good while it lasted. For my partner, Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore saying enjoy the rest of your night.